my problem too, Mike. To be honest,
Quavo's your problem. All right. Do you
Quavo's
want me to
my
go to
problem.
Quavo real quick before we go to
I
the
got two
top?
problems with your list. Do you want to address the problems with your list, or you want to do the face thing?
Let's do the problems with my list, and I'll answer.
You have Project Pat at number 10.
Okay. All right. So I figured
It's
that
too
was
high.
going to be a thing, right?
It's
I think
too high.
Project Pat, when we talk about transitioning to the current era, I don't think there's anybody whose material has been repurposed, reused by this current era more than Project Pat. Excuse me.
I agree.
Don't Savor. No Role Models,
I
J. Cole,
agree.
right? Hold on, I want to go through this for the people out there. Don't
I
Savor.
agree.
You guys' favorite song, No Role Models, J. Cole. That's a big part of that record, right?
It is.
Yeah. Out There, Blunt to My
Facts.
Lips. Drake used that on Look Alive, right?
These are facts.
Chicken Head. Cardi B damn near did the whole song over.
These are facts.
Still
Keep
Riding
going.
Clean. ASAP Rocky redid that with Guns and Butter. If you ain't
Keep
from
going.
my hood, you got Duke Deuce redoing that with Crunk Ain't Dead.
I
International
feel like
Players
Jay-Z on
Anthem.
what we do. Keep going.
International Players Anthem. Pat did that
Keep
first where I
going.
Choose You.
Project Pat did it better, in my opinion. I love
Me
the
too.
Project Pat version.
Me
Keep
too.
going.
North Memphis. That's Lamborghini High by ASAP Mob.
These are facts. Keep going.
This Ain't No Game. That's No Friends in the Industry by Drake, which is on
These
Certified
are
Lover
big
Boy.
facts. Keep going.
Cheese and Dope. R.I.P. Young. Isaiah Rashad. Ballers.
No, these are facts. Keep
His
going.
verse on
These are
Ballers.
facts.
That's Sipping on Some Scissor. Sipping on Some
These
Scissor
are
came from
facts.
his verse on Ballers.
Now,
Ooh,
what I'm
nothing.
going to submit.
Oh, no. Moneybag Yo
Oh, you're not
and,
done? Keep going.
yeah. Moneybag Yo and Megan Thee Stallion redid Ooh, Nothing.
They sure
Did they
did.
not?
Keep going.
Pimp C even redid Pat on Drive By. The song, I Know You Strapped.
Mike.
Who
I'm
else
gonna
can we
ask
say that
you-
for? And you know what? Just for kicks, because I love him. And rest in peace to Pimp C. I went to Pimp C's too.
Yep.
Like
I
a
knew
Pimp.
you- Yep.
Front and Back from T.I.
Mhm.
But after that, it gets a little hollow.
So,
Nobody
Mike,
has been repurposed like Project Pat. And then on top of that, the man has a classic mixtape with his greatest hits that came out in '94. Repurposed that with the what was that? Murderers and Robbers in 2000. Not to mention his breakthrough with Getty Green, and not to mention the classic with Mr. Don't Play. Not to mention his work with Killer Clan Kazi. Not to mention the stuff that he did on Tedder Club of Thugs and the stuff that he did with 3-6. Impact.
So, let's cover a couple things.
Okay.
Getty Green and Mr. Don't Play. Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Oh, motherfuck yeah. So if you're not from down here and you're not familiar with those albums, that is, if we were to rate it today, what we would probably, I would rate Mr. Don't Play a 5.
Yeah,
I would rate Getty Green a 4.25.
Yeah.
If we were doing
And you know what? Honestly, Getty Green, and I know we always talk about, Only Built for Cuban Links in reference to those things and kind of compare those two. I think
no,
with
not Getty Green, but to fucking Mr.
No,
Don't Play.
Mr. Don't Play. With Getty Green, this was like my 12th grade year, and I had minimum day, and so I would leave school early, and I left early, and I picked up that record. I was like the first person to ever get it. Went to the place that got it super early. But anyway, Getty Green was more about the production, more about the collaborations on it, had Cash Money on it, and I feel like Getty Green's more of his Iron Man than his, Supreme Clientele. It wasn't really about him. He was still kind of improving, but yeah, he wasn't there yet. But it's a decent album. It's a good album, and going back to it, it's a good album.
It is. So can I submit something to you about, if you're talking about, Impact on the next generation, everybody from 3-6 Mafia is getting the 10 now, aren't they? As far as the South is concerned,
I think
I don't know how niggas feel in New York, in the Midwest, and on the West Coast, but as far as down here, nobody from our era has gotten replayed and regurgitated the way 3-6 has. Project Pat's been the best song maker out of fucking 3-6. out of the
Period.
camp. Okay,
it's not even close.
Is this a fact? This is period, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm a Lord Infamous guy. Yeah, it's period.
Yeah, no, Lord Infamous is a better rapper. He's not a better song maker.
No, not even close.
Right? You agree with that, right? Lord Infamous is a better rapper. Project Pat's the better song maker.
Not even close.
This is what I'm about to say. Project Pat is the perfect victim of circumstance. It's like, oh, well, he's just a dope enough MC, good enough song maker in the production, Mike. It's not all about him. He's very much, you all know what he is. It's like we call Mr. Don't Play the purple tape of the South. You and me do. Mm-hmm. You and I do. But really, he's very West Side Gunnish, Mike, for the South. In terms of how he puts the project together better than everybody else in the camp. Yeah. Picks the best beats.
Yeah.
To rap
I think a lot of that
Project
too.
Pat picks the best beats to rap over. And so putting him at number 10 is kind of putting like West Side at number 10. And it's like, no, I get what you're saying and I hear what you're saying, but it's really more 15 to 25 probably.
I think you might be understating his skill set as a rapper too. I think that one of the reasons why he's able to pick such really good production from that great collective of producers is because he has such a versatile style, and I think he's by far the best storyteller in that crew. You know what I mean?
He is. But hold on, Mike. But this is what I'm saying. He's the best MC in the lyrically weakest camp in the South, though. So you can't necessarily put him at 10 because, Mike,
I don't think they're as lyrically weak as you do.
Okay, so this is exactly what I was about to ask.
I think they're better rappers than...
Hold on. There's no way in hell. First of all, he's not better than Pimp C, Bun B, 8 Ball, or MJG as an MC. He is not. If you want to say he makes albums better than all of them except for Pimp C, I'm okay with that. But don't tell me he's a better MC than any of those guys I just named. He's not better than Scarface on the mic. We know that. He's not better than Andre. He's not better than CeeLo on the mic. No. He's not better than T.I. on the mic. He's not better than Luda on the mic. He's not better than Push on the mic. He's not better than Cole on the mic. So just off of all of those things I named, he's outside the 10.
Well, all right. If you want to put him, actually had most of those people. If you want to put him at 12, even if you want to, Mike, if you want to put him at 11 or 12, a la Olajuwon or Durant, I'm okay with that. But okay, let me look at this list again. Let me look at my list again.
Not top 10. Not Project Pat top 10. I can't do that.
Who's got to move?
Even when Mr. Don't Play, I can't do that.
Who's got to move? Like you want Pimp C?
Where's your list? Hold on. Let me pull up your list on my phone.
Let me get to the super chats real quick while we're doing that. Darren
you got
Harris
CeeLo at 18. Did you put CeeLo at 18? Or Mike, are you high?
Did I put CeeLo at 18? No, I put Ludacris at 18.
Mike, you're still high.
I put CeeLo at 15.
Ludacris is a top 10 Southern MC, and I'm not a big Luda fan.
Again,
I got personal reason in relationships not to like Luda, actually. Like, it's like, no, Luda top 10.
No, Luda's dope, man. Like I said, I feel like me and my boy Nate was like one of the first Luda fans before he even put down any records.
I thought you were a bigger Luda fan than me. What are you doing?
When he was doing freestyles for DJ Nab's intros and stuff. We go back, man. You know what I mean?
You have Future at number 8. Future has to go, Mike.
Okay, if you feel that way, I'll address that.
Future and Project Pat got to go out your top 10.
Darren Harris with the super chat says, Pusha T was disrespected last week by your audience severely. He suffers from
talk about that.
He suffers from man with no country syndrome. Too lyrical for the South and too Southern for New York. It's very interesting. Let me get to some of these other super chats and we'll go down.
He's right. That's great. We need to get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. Dumb It Down with the super chat says, listening to Minstrel Show, Chitlin Circuit, Charity, no good news. No news is good news, and Connected is a better catalog than anyone below the top 10. Y'all sleeping. Oh man, we got to get to the Fonte thing too. Eric Terrell says, run this town. Where did Jay get the flow? Project Pat. A lot of people have used Pat's flow too. Mad Max with the super chat says, that makes no sense. Cole sounds like a New York rapper. So the Pusha T no country syndrome is no Pusha T, just doesn't have a Project Pat that gives you an experience.
Ooh.
All right, we're good. Okay.
So hold on. Let's touch a couple of things if we may. Tell me where you want to go, Mike.
One more super chat. Nas the Goat says, you can duck from the tech out the Escalade. Once I get the cheese on the road, then I must get paid. If you want to go against me, dog, bring your whole brigade. Come on, man. He's not West Side. I love West Side, man, but it's like Pat shit hits you different, man. It does. Go listen to North North. That shit hits. Like, it's not just the beat.
Mike, first of all, West Side's a dope MC, and I'm tired of explaining.
No, I love West Side. I love West Side. I love West Side. You know I do.
Now, how about this? Okay, so here. Okay.
Bruce
so
Almighty says he's not better than MJG, Mike. I love MJG, man. But the material just doesn't match up. Let's just be real. At some point, we got to look at this catalog. This catalog looks different. We just got through talking about Missy and her catalog in relation to other people. I know Missy got the he-how stuff. She is not the lyricist that certain people are, but her catalog trumps that. This is too many influences. This is too many just people that people hold high that take from Pat for us to sit here and act like the music don't matter.
Listen to what I'm going to give you. This is off of your list without looking at my list, because here's where you're right. A lot of the people who Pat is not as good as an MC, well, he's a better songmaker than, has better influence long-term than, and has made better albums than.
Music got legs.
So hold on. So what I think, this is why I said maybe what we really need to do, because you got Pat at 10, is audit the people that you have ahead of him and the people that you have right behind him. Because for me personally, Mike, I feel like where he really is, you literally have 1, 2, 3. You have 5 people right behind him who I feel like should be ahead of him, and 2 people in front of him that I feel like he should maybe be in front of. And that would put him more 13, 14, 15-ish, which I think is more fair.
So
can we start at the top maybe? Because we agree at the top, Mike. We agree at the very, very top.
Okay.
Scarface is the best MC that ever came out of this region.
Definitely. And I'm glad that everybody, you know what, and with that being said, I'm glad that for whatever reason that people picked up on our list, whether it be the whole Jeezy shade and all that, I'm glad that what people are seeing around the internet today is Scarface is the greatest
number one on
MC
the South. Yes. So, hold on. So can I tell you something? The thing that I'm most proud of, being part of According to Hip Hop Today, about your list going viral, is about Scarface getting the credit that he deserves for being the greatest MC that ever came out of this region.
Straight up.
And for me, it's not a fucking conversation. It's damn near like, Mike, it's almost like how I feel about Barry Bonds and Michael Jordan in relationship to him in the South. It's like, no, there's him, and then there's whoever you want to pick at number 2. I don't give a fuck how you feel about Wayne. And this is not disrespectful to Wayne. Go pull Wayne's best 3 albums up, okay? Go pull Faith's best 3 albums up. Then go pull Faith's next best 3 albums up. And then go pull Wayne's next 3 albums up. Mike, and then after that, guess what? Go pull up Faith's next 3 albums after that. And then go pull up Wayne's next 3 albums. Yeah. Go 9 albums deep with Wayne, and then go 9 albums deep with Scarface. I'll let niggas pick mixtape shit, and it's still not a conversation. So even if people feel like I'm being biased about Pusha T and it's a Wayne thing, understand Wayne's catalog, album, mixtape wise, ain't touching Face's album catalog. Why we got Jay and Nas 1 and 2 on our list, or 2 and 1 respectively?
Catalog. I mean, outside of their skills, but yeah, catalog is just trumping everything up.
Because Mike, you come on here all the time and you're like, Rakim's the most skilled MC I ever heard. I'm like, yeah, he ain't fucking with Nas catalog or Jay catalog. Go. And every time you're like, you're right. And that's why that nigga be number 3 on the list. So when Face is pulling up on this list at number 1, I want you to understand this nigga got 9 like good to great albums. Nobody else out the South has a solo MC, has 5.
And see, that's how I feel about the whole Project Pat and MJG thing. And I love, you know how I feel about MJG.
It's not a conversation.
Yeah.
This nigga Bun B said when he heard the diary, he realized the best he could ever be was second. That's Bun B talking about the diary.
Yeah.
That shit came out when we were teenagers. That nigga done made like 3 or 4 classics since the diary, Mike.
Scarface
and then he has the diary, and the diary's just better than anything Lil Wayne's ever made. I'm sorry.
I think that's just a fact. Too.
The diary's just better than everything Wayne's ever made.
I think
I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. The Diary's better than the Carter 2 if you prefer the Carter 2. If you prefer the Carter 1, the Diary's better than that. If you prefer the Carter 3, you can give me this hit shit with Wayne. That's the only thing you can give me with Wayne is the hits. Pusha T still bodied him, which in hip-hop is also why I have Nas over Jay, because it's like, I always tell people, even when the catalog was comparable, I'd be like, well, who won the battle?
That's fair. Ryan Gillen with the super chat says Paper Trail is highly underrated. I don't think it's underrated. People love Paper Trail.
All I'm just saying is this
maybe we underrated.
We're not talking about Face being number one, are we? Nigga, Face is number one.
Face number one. We kind of went through this Wayne, and we both got Wayne too.
You can have the Wayne thing at number 2, but I'll just submit to you, if we were in New York and the guy at number 2 and the guy that someone, how about this? Let's say that you're not a Pusha T fan like we are, and you're not a fan of Daytona like we are, and you're not a Hell Hath No Fury fan like Coop is. And Pusha T is just an all-time great MC to you. And you have T.I. higher. And you have Wayne higher. And you have Big Boy higher. And you have Ross higher. And you have Andre higher. Let's say I can respect that. Who did who to what, Mike? Because part of Nas's legacy is what he did to Jay at Jay's peak. Pusha did not do... Now, Story Added On and Infrared and even Exodus are not Ether. But Mike, I just gave you 3 diss records where he's openly taking shots at Baby, Wayne, Drake. Niggas have no smoke for that. How are you putting Wayne ahead of Push if we on some rap shit? If we on some rap shit, how you doing that? Like, I get if you talking about Wayne's a bigger star. Wayne's did this. No, I get that. But what the fuck did he do when this nigga stepped to him? Because this is rap and this is competitive sport. This is one of those places like tennis and golf where it's some one-on-one shit. And on the one-on-one, this nigga caught the fade, kept catching the fade, kept letting this nigga talk shit about him, and really didn't do nothing about it. And all I'm saying is that when Jay said Nas don't want it with Hov, Nas bought his ass outside and was like, nah, nigga, I want it with you and I got you. When did Wayne ever do that when Push was like, come outside? Because he poked at this man so much and he never came outside. And that's my problem with it. It ain't even the fact that it's like, if you want to say Wayne catalog better, yeah. You want to say Wayne better, it's like, yeah. But he called that man outside so many times. And that man, he called that man outside. That man never came outside and really stepped to it. We get on Nas, and Nas stepped to Jay. Jay in his prime was as big as anybody had ever been since Rakim. And that nigga stepped to the carpet like, no, I'm Nas. When did Wayne ever step to the carpet to Push like, I'm Wayne and I'm not about to let this nigga do this to me? Did I miss something?
Shout out to 007 in the room, man. 007's in here. He said, careful, Coop. Jay's catalog gets a little after his first 4/5 albums. People get exposed the deeper the body of work is. That's where Jay stumbles, being honest.
No, I'm not talking about Jay. I'm just saying, Jay called Nas to the carpet. Nas responded. This nigga Push been dragging Wayne ass through the mud, Mike, since the fucking Re-Up Gang CD that came out right after Hell Hath No Fury. That's like 08. It's like the nigga keep talking shit about you, and it's like, you ain't gonna do nothing, fam.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Hold on. Streets work for Jeezy, right? Street work for Jay? Like, why don't the streets work for Push then when it comes to Wayne? Why Jeezy get street cred? Why Jay get street cred? Why Push ain't getting the same look when he calling this nigga Wayne out and Wayne ain't stepping and doing nothing?
Can I play devil's advocate?
Play.
Wayne's the biggest star in the world at the time. And some would say...
Not the superior MC, though.
I understand what you're saying. And I feel the same way. You know me, I'm a Pusha T fan. But some would say that if Wayne acknowledged somebody who wasn't on his fame level, this was Wayne selling 1 million in a week, then he's propelling Pusha T. That's why he didn't respond.
So what I would tell you, if you were to tell me that, is that Wayne must have conveniently forgot where the fuck he came from the previous 12 years where that nigga never had it like that before. That's some really arrogant shit for him to do, for somebody to drop 500 degrees and was literally third man on the totem pole after Juvenile and BG when Cash Money really had they run. So if you really want the truth, that's the mark of that nigga being arrogant and being flooded by fame, because you didn't have it like that most of your career.
I would say it's
You made 500 degrees, right? He made 500 Degrees around the time the Clips was making Lord Willin' and making Grinding. What was niggas in the streets playing, Mike? Was they playing Grinding or When the Last Time, or was they playing that bullshit on 500 Degrees?
Not the bullshit. You know what I didn't like about
that bullshit. 500 Degrees.
500 Degrees had The Way of Life on there. It had Holla Back on there. That shit was cool. And I think it had that song Fuck You on there. Remember with the Big Timers? I remember being in the bounce when that was being played.
Fuck You was cool. The rest of it some bullshit though. Weezy, like 500 Degrees ain't good. It's like a 3 out of 5.
Well,
Lord Willin', hold on. Put Lord Willin' up against 500 Degrees. Tell me, hold on. When Lil Wayne's rapping on 500 Degrees and Pusha T's rapping on Lord Willin', tell me who's the better MC.
Oh no, I'm with you. Jay Short with the super chat says Pusha's the only artist on this list who got 3 classics, and Pusha's album that ain't classics or good. And his mixtapes are way better than Wayne's.
Outside of Scarface, yes, that's why I put him at number 2. Because when I actually looked at the catalog, guess who has the best overall catalog outside of Scarface, in my opinion?
I'm not mad at that.
And he won the battle. And here's the thing about it. The catalog was between Pusha T and Wayne. And guess who I picked? I picked the nigga that was picking on the other nigga that never came outside to play, because that's how hip-hop works.
I think we got to give Drake... We got to give Drake some sort of props.
It's like, okay, but that's not how hip-hop works. The nigga that's fucking rapping and battling and fucking checking the other nigga, and the other nigga not doing nothing, that's the nigga that gets put beneath.
You know what? We got to give Drake credit for even stepping outside after Infrared, at least, right? Because I would say Wayne didn't even do that when it came to
Drake has said, how about this? If you want some real respect, Drake has said more than Wayne has about this situation. And Drake is more battle tested than Wayne, because Drake's got back to back.
He got back to back.
Wayne don't have shit that's fucking went back to back on some diss record shit. We don't know
Wayne even have a diss record.
How about this? We don't know if Wayne can make an Exodus, an Infrared, a Story of Adidon, a back to back. None of that.
It's fair.
So how the fuck is he ahead of Pusha T again?
Jay Short with the super chat says, my bad, Big Boy got 4 classics. Mad Max with the super chat says, LOL Coop, there's a lot of NY people who will say Hove over Nas. Still with Nas smoking him, though. I don't agree, but it is what it is.
It's conversational because of Jay's catalog.
Dumb It Down says Big Boy's greater than CeeLo. CeeLo's greater than 3000, who's greater than Pusha, and he got Wayne last in that lineup. This is what I will say. Oh, hold on. DJ Bruce Almighty, y'all blowing up the super chats now. DJ Bruce Almighty says 50 was dissing Nas and Wayne. No responses.
Not true. Stop that. MC Burial. MC Burial's a 50 Cent diss. Don't body yourself.
Don't body yourself.
And Nas did another one. So
I remember having that. Don't body yourself.
Yeah,
Kane
don't body yourself. He
says,
told him like he told 50 on record. It's like I don't take you seriously. Don't do that before I really do you. And 50 Cent shut the fuck up after that, Mike.
Can y'all realistically name any MCs who can match Face's catalog? It's tough. We have to go Nas.
Zero.
Jay.
Like right now, the catalog conversation goes Nas, Scarface, and/or Jay, depending on how you feeling. If you still want to put it Jay ahead of Face, that's fine. And after that, it's like Ghostface, Common, Ice Cube.
Common's got a great catalog. 007 says, as much as I love the music, the minute I find out someone else wrote for you, the way I look at your pen is different. And all that tops anything. All that top anything talk.
Okay, so hold on. So
questionable pen, right?
So let's say this: we all know that Gilly wrote Carter 1, right?
Allegedly.
Is there any questionable pen around Pusha T?
None.
Does Pusha T have a classic rap album as a solo artist?
He does.
Does he have a classic mixtape?
He does. He's talking about the Re-Up Gang stuff. He was a part of that.
You got a classic group album?
Yeah.
Classic guest appearances like Runaway and So Appalled?
Of course, man. His features are crazy.
Classic singles like If You Know, You Know and Grinding?
Of course.
So explain to me if he's going at Wayne and Wayne's got questionable pen around one of his 3 best albums.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be different if the Carter 1 wasn't one of his 3 best albums. So how is Wayne ahead of Push again? And people telling me I'm being biased. It's like, nah, you being a sucker.
I think, and see, this is the way I approach this list, and maybe this is kind of what got me in trouble with this list. I approached this list from a Southern standpoint and what these artists mean to the Southern region as a whole, if that makes any sense, right? And I feel like Even though I feel like if we're talking like in a vacuum, I would say Pusha T in the long run has kind of outdone Wayne, in my opinion, my personal hip hop opinion. But I think that Wayne means more to the South. And I think that the
Yes,
work that Wayne has put in the South and for
yes.
different movements has meant
His
more to the
name
South.
his name rings different bells than Pusha T's does. But
And if
listen
we
to what I'm
talk
trying to tell
about
you.
like getting play in the South as a
Yes,
Southern artist,
listen.
yeah.
But part of that is a Cash Money deal. Listen to what I'm saying. Well, when Cash Money got that deal, who they put out? Juvenile, BG, Hot Boys, then Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have it like that even when he had it like that.
Juvenile was
So
the
when
guy.
people forget how history really works. People try to treat it like he was some sort of MVP player from the jump to win. It's like, no, this motherfucker didn't become an MVP player till the Carter 2. That's 2005, Mike. He had been around for 12 years before he had even reached that caliber. Pusha T in about a year or two, Mike?
Yeah.
In about a year or two, not 12. Not 12 years like it took Wayne to reach a certain level. This is no disrespect. These are facts. In about a year or two or three, Pusha T went to the level that took Wayne a decade to go to. Wayne wasn't what got Cash Money a $30 million distribution deal. That was Juvenile with Ha.
Now you
That
know
was
what? Let's be fair.
Mike, 500 Degrees was such a failure. That's part of why Gilly got bought in to help with the Carter 1 because 500 Degrees is failed. There ain't no shit like that attached to Pusha's catalog.
You know, I didn't like the
matters.
I didn't like the sentiment of 500 Degrees. It was a knock at Juvenile, and that 400 Degrees album made Cash Money. I think that he deserved more respect than that. But this is what I will
400
say.
Degrees is still probably better than anything Wayne ever made, Mike.
I agree. This is what I'm going to say. And I think that what you said is I think you're right. But what does that put T.I.? Where it's somebody who came out the gate that was ready and did it from a solo standpoint. Never was in a group.
So that's why I said, and I've said this on Twitter, I've said this online. Oh, the 2 to 7 on both of our lists is debatable because our 2 to 7 is essentially Wayne, T.I., Pusha T, Ross, J. Cole, and Big Boy in some sort of fashion, and it's all debatable for different reasons. So I guess it's about what you prefer. But what I'm trying to tell people is that me putting Pusha T at number 2 was on some rap shit, as in, well, he doesn't have a questionable pen. He ascended farther and higher. Bar for bar, he's a better rapper. He actually has comparable classics. If all you're giving me is that Wayne, like Pusha T said, little nigga flows, but the metaphor's boring. If all you got is that the nigga flowing, that he's the star, it's like, well, then that's not enough to be above Pusha T because we have Scarface at number 1. We have Jay-Z and Nas at number 1 and 2. It's not about skill. If it was about skill, Lupe would be number 1. Rakim would be number 1. Your catalog
we got to
matter,
keep that consistent
matter.
though, and that's where my mind was going when we're talking about
nigga. Like
Coop.
Forget
when I was talking about Project Pat. That's where my mind was going.
No, you're right. No, you're right. So I feel you for when you're putting him at 10. But what I'm saying is that we've grown so much as MCs down here that there are guys so much that lyrically and even catalog wise that are comparable to Pat. That a more fair place to put Pat is 11 to 15. I'm saying 10's a little too high, not way too high. I'm saying even if you just slide Pat from 11 to 12, that's a different conversation. Because what I'm saying is with a nigga like Wayne, Cole, Push, Tip, Face, it's like, no, we got some of the greatest MCs that ever lived now. Yeah. And we need to start talking and treating their catalogs as such. Like what people in the South need to stop doing, and let's have the regional conversation right quick. I'm going to put my second little mini cigar out so we can have this conversation. Virginia's part of the South. Okay?
Yeah.
Virginia.
The Civil War, I tell you that.
I hate to be historical like this. Virginia, pre-Civil War ending, is not just part of the South. Richmond's the fucking capital. Mm-hmm. Okay? The capital of the South is Virginia pre-Civil War. So Atlanta didn't become a hub until post-Civil War. W.E.B. Du Bois talks about that in The Souls of Black Folks in 1903 and 04, how Atlanta has become the new hub. Before that, Virginia was the hub, Virginia Southern. That's historical. Rap doesn't change the way shit happens.
Right.
When Robert E. Lee ceded to the Union, Mike, where did he cede it to?
Virginia.
In his home.
Yeah.
In Virginia. Because Virginia was
overlooking D.C. Yeah.
Of the Confederacy.
Yeah, definitely. Jay Short with Super Chat says, Face don't have a Hey Poppy or Pop for Rock. LOL.
Listen to what I'm about to say. Part of why the White House is set up in fucking Washington, D.C., Mike, is to make it amicable and amenable for Southerners because their capital was based in Virginia.
Exactly.
The whole structure of the political program being in D.C. is actually based on Virginia being our Southern capital.
Yep.
So when people are popping up today, I hate to say this, it's just we come off as so uneducated and fucking ignorant. Stop that bullshit.
People need to learn, man. You know.
No. Stop pulling up and being ignorant. Like, research some shit like that and understand Virginia is, always has, and always will be a Southern state. And our whole political structure was based around the fact that Virginia was the South's political capital.
I think where people get confused.
If you don't know that, like motherfucker, hit Google for fucking 15 seconds. It ain't hard, but stop pulling up here as black people and trying to. DMV is not really a Southern area. Well, first of all, motherfucker, DMV is some different shit than Virginia if you're from the South.
Well, cool. I think where the confusion...
right. No, niggas need to get their jurisdiction right. Mike, ways exist now. You don't even got to look up MapQuest.
You're talking geographical stuff.
I'm talking historical, geographical, logical, philosophical, reality. What the fuck is really going on? Niggas need to read a book.
I know it's frustrating, but
niggas need to read a book.
I think what happened.
Ignorance is frustrating. I don't tolerate ignorance from my people, Mike. Stop making it seem like the ignorance shit. That's not really technically. Shut the fuck up, nigga, and read a book with your weak ass.
I think this is where people get it misconstrued. I think sonically, Virginia.
Texas is Midwest. Shut up.
Sonically, Virginia is just so much different than the rest of the South stylistically. So I think that's where people get it confused. Darren Harris says the only reason why Wayne is
from the South to the North. It's the gateway.
Yeah. Darren Harris says,
but it's the South.
Let me get to some of these super chats, Coop.
Teddy Riley. What the fuck, man?
Cool,
I shouldn't have to explain to that Virginia's in the South, though. We shouldn't have to explain to grown-ass men that Virginia's in the South.
I feel you, man. Let me get to these super chats, though. Darren Harris says, the only reason why Wayne is over Push is because of his impact. Nothing musically trumps Push. We got DJ Bruce Almighty again with the super chat. He says, that's because a lot of people don't consider VA the South. Yeah. We addressed that. And let's see. Got another one here from Willard Weston. He says, if you had help with your pen, you shouldn't be in this conversation. Love Wayne, but he's the only rapper on here who had help with verses.
Only.
Listen, man, I'm not mad at that.
Hold on. Listen, I'm about to say, hey, Mike, you would actually on your list. On your list, you would have to get the Quavo to somebody that even is like verified as having any sort of help, and that's group help.
You know, this is my y'all. You want me to get to the Quavo part?
I do, but it's like I just want to finish this off. It's like people be like, Coop, you be pissed off, you like be heated. It's like, no, like it's not okay for my people to not understand geographically and historically where things are located. I require more of people.
Yeah,
I do. It's like if you don't understand that Virginia is Southern, like people are taking Pusha T's DMV comment and taking it too far. Like Pusha T is somebody that's trying to connect the area because he understands that being from Virginia was super hard from him because of how it was literally geographically and strategically located. So he's trying to help to connect the dots for rappers. They literally have a song called Virginia where his brother is talking about funny, the same place I'm making figures at, that be the same land they used to hang niggas at. Is that some East Coast shit or is that some Southern shit?
Well, they hung
Lord Willing.
They hung people in New York too. Yeah.
Right. No,
They had niggas
Mike,
in New York.
I'm
New
sorry.
York
Like, how
had
many
more
lynchings have
slaves
been
than any
popularized in New
colony.
York? Is lynching I hate to say this? Is lynching something that's considered to be a Southern racist thing or an East Coast Northern racist thing?
I think, and not to switch gears too much, I
Because
think
Crispus Attucks got shot in the street in Boston. We hanging niggas in fucking North Carolina and Virginia at the same time. Hang.
I think that sometimes racism gets pegged on the.
Hang. They was hanging
Oh,
niggas down here. Niggas was up
let me
north
finish,
working
man.
jobs as bankers and accountants and lawyers. W.E.B. Du Bois had graduated from Harvard University. They were still hanging niggas down here, Virginia Southern.
I think racism and
we're not gonna have this conversation no more for the people in the shade room. Everybody else pulling up Virginia Southern because they was hanging niggas down there when Northern niggas was up there getting degrees from Harvard. Niggas down here.
No. Let's not do that. There was racism heavy.
No, there's racism.
Even
Even East Coast people will tell you that Southern racism around that time is different. That's what I'm saying. No, they're still hanging niggas in Virginia. Motherfuckers are literally in Boston getting college degrees while niggas can't do shit in Virginia and they're getting hung and they like, Pusha T's not from the South. Bitch, please.
I'll get the East Coast hanging numbers for next episode. You know what? We're like 3 hours in and we just like in the top 5. You down to do an episode tomorrow too? So we could finish this up and really give it some real credence?
Hold on. What are we doing tomorrow?
I think tomorrow we need to kind of knock out the stuff that we didn't knock out today when it comes to this list, because we're getting somewhere, but at this point we're kind of like glossing through it, and we didn't even get to the Jay-Z and Kevin Hart interview either.
I want to get to the Jay-Z and Kevin Hart interview, so we definitely need to do that tomorrow. But I still can we do like another 10, 15?
Yeah, we could do some more. I know it's almost 9 o'clock.
Because I feel like we need to we need to bring this to a little bit more appropriate like close. Am I wrong?
No, that's cool. Do you want to talk about T.I. next? Because I already see where you feel as far as the Wayne and Pusha T, and I think that's legit, right?
I just don't know how we do that in any other region. Don't we put Pusha T ahead of Wayne for the things that we talked about, though? The questionable pin, the battle thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't we put other guys ahead in other regions?
Does impact matter?
So my question to you would be, hold on. So here's what my question to you would be. It's not even a T.I. thing, because you got Wayne, you got T.I. at 3, Pusha T at 4. So how about we take Wayne and Pusha T and slide them both down and say, well, do Cole and T.I. deserve to be above Pusha T and Wayne? Because I've gotten some of that too.
Okay. Oh, Eric Terrell says,
right.
Coop, they hanging brothers in Central Park too. Facts. All right. So you're talking about moving.
Okay, Central Park in like 1900 though had like Irish. Like they had so many. You get what I'm saying? They had so many different sections of. Okay. I don't even want to go there.
Even Sesame Street is racist. Facts again.
I don't even want to go there.
All right. So Lil Wayne, you're saying move Pusha T and Wayne down and move Tip and Cole up. I got T.I. at 3.
I mean, based on what people are saying, so based on what I'm saying, I don't know how we can have Wayne comfortably at 2 with questionable pen and losing a battle and not stepping out and doing a full battle song. When Drake, who's the inferior MC to Wayne, did so against Pusha T and Meek Mill, despite the results. People feel like we are not giving Cole his due. I've been pulling up on some of Cole's stuff. It is arguable that Cole or T.I. could be the second and third best MCs out this region, and we should slide Wayne and Pusha T down for various things, because Pusha T doesn't have the star power of the hits. Wayne has the questionable pen and the Pusha T thing hanging over him. T.I. and Cole don't have those problems. Don't nobody want it with Cole, and T.I. done stepped to people and crushed them, and they both have catalogs, songs, singles, lyrically inclined, great mixtape stuff, great businessmen in terms of how they built out their rosters and people that they've put on. Wayne and Pusha T don't have that. So it's like, before we go, it's like, well, maybe we need to put Cole and Tip at 2 and 3.
What
and
T.I. has
and
over
Wayne
Cole.
At 4 and 5.
What T.I. has over Cole is the battle.
Yeah. What Cole has over T.I. though is like IMC, like in a rock image sort of way at times.
I think that T.I.'s had his moments.
He has. I'm
Yeah.
talking to you. I don't know if Cole's had a whole song that's like I'm talking to you, like from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
Yeah.
So that's fair. So how about this?
And not
So
to
how about
mention,
this?
he's also had blurred lines like moments too. I don't know if
He
Cole has those
has.
things.
He has. So how about? First of all, Mike, can we address this whole Luda destroyed T.I. thing when Luda got to hear T.I.'s verse and T.I. went just straight in and did his verse and Luda had time to sit on T.I.'s verse. Styles make fights and it matters, just like the whole Method Man thing with Takal that we just heard. It's like, yeah, oh, that flood that you're talking about, that flood happened while I was recording my album. It's like, oh, well, that changes everything about how I feel about Takal. You understand? Because that's Method Man in his prime telling me it's like, no, I'm the one that really lost the beats because I had first shot. That's different.
I'm gonna be honest, man, and you know, I'm a Luda fan, and it might not sound like it from this episode, but I think that "Blow It Out Your Ass" is more impressive than that verse. I wasn't that impressed with that verse like that. Especially if you heard the record.
I thought Tip swagged on the record, Mike. I'm with you. I thought Tip just swagged on the record. Like, me getting stomped out, that's Ludacris.
Yeah.
Like, when he
I
said
think
that,
that's
I was
the
like,
strongest line on the record.
Confident. Like, think about this. This is T.I. before T.I. I was like, this nigga sounds super confident. Like, he got it in the bag.
100 carats on my chest. I'm so true to this. And you know what? Everything that Luda said on that record was basically saying, I'm bigger than you. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Hold on. How about this? Tip's verse, how about this? If you're down here, Mike, you know Tip's verse is a real verse that he put together. And Luda's verse is a response that he made just to keep up with all the fire shit that Tip was saying.
Exactly.
It's like he kind of put Luda on his heels, and it's like, yeah, nigga, keep up with this fire shit that I'm doing. Because think about how confident Tip is. Think about Tip is confident enough to drop that verse and just leave it hanging in the air like that. Luda wouldn't have done that around that time.
It's like the Ripper Strikes Back in second round knockout. Everything on the Ripper Strikes Back is just an answer to everything, literally, on the second round knockout, which is cool. But I don't know, man. It's something about that original verse with Tip's like, you know, my name rang from Spain up to Cannonsville. Nigga, all you getting is Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah. No respect. I'm a vet. You can bet that. I caught some cases, but it's just a minor setback.
Rodney Dangerfield thing, I cracked up. I cracked up when he said the whole Rodney Dangerfield thing. No, listen. That was a visualized contextualization diss too, because Ludacris has big eyes like Rodney Dangerfield.
No respect.
Yeah,
I'm a
Tip
vet.
is
You
like
can
that's
bet
what I'm saying.
That.
The tip diss is deeper than people are realizing. It's like, no, he touching on a couple things that you're not realizing unless you're paying attention. The bar work is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said this.
That verse is better.
I've always said this. Listen to what I've always said. Face is the best MC out of the South. T.I. is what, Mike?
He's the most versatile.
I'm cool if he's number two.
I'm cool with him being number two too.
Number two behind all this push shit though. I'm not. And behind that Carter 1 shit. You're not sitting him next to Face like that.
DJ Bruce Almighty says, so it's on YouTube, on Face's podcast. He admits Jay Ghost wrote a whole song for him. He said that he never saw anything like it before. He talks about Jay. He killed it, but he didn't use it.
What are you talking about?
I guess he's saying the Face saying that Jay wrote a whole song for him, but just never used it.
I can believe that. But here's the thing about it.
LP says, make a poll and get crushed. Luda killed T.I. Again, I think that's just, you know, outside looking in thing, man. Like that, man. What'd he say? Nigga, all you getting is Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. I'm a vet. You can bet that. I caught some cases, but it's just a minor setback. And I'll be right back with some vibes and the tries and a 6-pack. Yo, man. I don't know, man. That flow. Both of them got great flows, but the flow that Tip was running with.
How about this? Point, you want to know what? Maybe it's the Atlanta in us, because every time we have this T.I. Luda thing, everybody outside of Atlanta is like, y'all tripping, and every time we inside Atlanta, niggas be like, no, the nigga Tip. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like that when I was out here defending Troy, who I'm not even really a fan of music like that. Like, I was like, man,
I think the only thing,
nobody saw what I was seeing.
I think the only thing that we're clear about is that Scarface is number one. I'm going to tell you what, if we do a poll, I'm going to tell you how this poll is going to go. J. Cole's going to come in number 2. Wayne's going to come in 3. Pusha's gonna come in 4 and Tip's gonna come in 5.
We already did a poll.
We did? How did it go? It probably went
The
okay.
results of it, I think it was Cole, Wayne. Let me look it up real quick.
And then T.I. Right.
No,
right.
I think it was Cole, Wayne, Push, T.I., Ross. It was in that order.
Cole, Wayne, Push, T.I., Ross?
Yeah, man. People ain't rocking with T.I. like that, unfortunately. It's weird. I don't get it. Well, all right. We're going to pull up tomorrow, too, because it's like 9 o'clock. We got a lot of stuff that we didn't get to. I didn't even know this was going to be a 2-parter, but it just makes sense.
I guess so. Okay.
What time you want to pull up tomorrow? Same time, like 4:30?
I was going to ask you what time you want to pull up tomorrow. I mean, I got a couple things to do, but it's like after like 4, I'm pretty like Gucci.
Let's do 4:30.
I think 4:30 is doable. How about this? Tomorrow, no matter what my circumstances, we'll be pulling up by 5, and we can get this all the way in. I just want to submit to you that I feel like Fonte should be on your list for top 25. Like,
I feel like Trick Daddy should be on my list. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about it.
No, I got you. But I just want to highlight a couple people on this list that you have on here. It's like, you really think Juvenile, Mystical, Gucci, Currency, Crit, and Quavo are better than Fonte?
I think they mean
just off the Little Brother catalog.
I think they mean more to the South, yes.
Meaning more to the South doesn't mean they're better.
Well, again, I think the way that I think the way I position this list was more so of all those things encompassed. If we're just going off of raw skill, then the people at the top of my list would be like Jay Electronica, Sci-Hi, Fonte. You know what I mean? But all those other things matter. Like, I hate to say it, I listen to Fonte and Lil Brother like that, but people in the South ain't bumping this shit like that.
No, I feel you, but I'm just from North Carolina, Mike, and this is what I was trying to tell you. In North Carolina, Mike, it's different than it is in Atlanta. I was trying to tell you, it's like, well, niggas Mike, I was putting niggas on the Goody Mob and Outkast, but I was putting niggas on the Mob Deep too. The shit different in Carolina. Like I told you, the southern shit that you listen to, Mike, didn't hit Charlotte till 96 with ATL. Soul Food didn't trend. A few of my niggas who was heads, the Emcees in Charlotte caught Soul Food. ATLians is what set the South on fire in Charlotte. That's what I'm saying. So you're speaking from the Atlanta perspective about a lot of stuff.
Are we moving the goalposts for Fonte? So you feel like Fonte deserves to be on there over Pastor Troy?
I think there's room on the stage for maybe both, but I think some of your perspective is coming from the perspective of somebody that's like, well, I'm in Atlanta, I'm in the hub. It's like, well, niggas that work out of the hub don't always have the best shit, and it always is accurate. Hold on, how about this? The 5 boroughs, Mike. Where's Rakim from, though?
I mean, where's Scarface from? He ain't from the A.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Rakim from Long Island, Scarface from Houston. Method Man spent time in Long Island. Yeah. Nas spent time in Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying? Like, like I get the Atlanta thing, but it's like, no, Fonte's a whole thing outside of Atlanta.
This is what I'm gonna say.
In North Carolina, and Mike, I ciphered with Fonte once upon a time, a long time ago when I was a young man. The nigga nice, and he's always ready.
Nice. That's not even the question.
He's ready to go.
You know what I was gonna say before
we were drunk as fuck. He was ready to go.
Before we get to tomorrow's show, this is what I was gonna do, and I think Trick Daddy should be on the list. I think that I would replace Killer Mike with Trick Daddy.
We can have a talk about it because
Trick Daddy got classic.
On my list, the Trick Daddy thing is where I probably had the most problem with not being there and then trying to rationalize putting somebody like Killer Mike on over Trick Daddy. Because when you were like, well, what records, Coop? And then I was thinking to myself, it's like, well, what records?
What records? How could I justifiably put Killer Mike over Trick Daddy on a list like this other than the fact that, Killer Mike just a beast of an MC. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. That's that bar work being better. But when you said something to me, you were like, what songs, Coop? And I started thinking about the songs. I'm thinking, them songs ain't fire enough for me to hit Mike back.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's take it a step further. What songs that Outkast isn't associated with?
that was another thing that kind of crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
LP with the super chat says, Mike, change your list to the most influential, not MC. But we do that when we do top MCs anyway. It's already kind of understood that influence is a big part of it. That's why LL's at the top of a lot of these lists. 007 says, Face, Cole, T.I., Wayne, Mount Rushmore's of the South, 100. And we're about to get out of here. We're going to definitely see y'all tomorrow. Ryan Gillum says, lyrically, I'll put Big Crit over Quavo, but I don't know about putting him above Fonte. I had Crit above Quavo, right?
How about this? I feel like here's what we should do. The people that are on your list and on my list are the people that we should slide into the top spaces. Because I think one fortunate thing, first of all, you and I are both different in this sense. And I've always liked this about you, even when we were younger. We're both Southern guys that listen to more East Coast and West Coast and Midwest stuff than most of the guys around us from the South. You know how local we got because we felt shut out. You know there are some niggas down here that don't listen to nothing but this Southern shit, man. You know that. Right?
And they're not listening to Fonte. I'm sorry. And, and I guess I'm gauging it by that, too. Like, Jay Short says, Fonte loses points for trying to graduate from hip-hop and win a Grammy with some mid R&B group. Nah, I like Foreign Exchange, man.
It was cool. I didn't love it. I didn't like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to see y'all tomorrow.
Here's what I'll tell you is that Go
ahead. No, you good.
What I think is a fair thing to do is that, you and I mean, and this show is just built off our differential between taste and aesthetics while being able to meet in the middle somehow. And so I think the people that are on your list and the people that are on my list are the people that we immediately need to slide up. And then we need to have a discourse about where it's disconnected. Because I think with most of our lists that typically happen, Mike, you and me, even when every list that we make, Mike, it's usually we got half of the same thing, usually at least.
Yeah.
Because we're heads. And so if according to hip hop is for the people, well, we're kind of like the start of like the people and then flooding it out to the people. Well, we got to get our consensus together and then flood. So Fonte's on my list, but Fonte's not on your list. So here's what I'm going to tell people they need to be prepared for. When we put our list together, well, because Fonte's on my list and not on your list, well, Project Pat's going to be ranked higher because Project Pat's on my list too, even though I don't have him at number 10. I have him lower than Fonte on my list, but if we're putting your number 10, I think I got Pat at like 19. Well, I got Fonte at 16. If we were to go in the middle, that would put Pat slightly ahead of Fonte, and we would have to have the Fonte discussion. You feel me?
There's no way I could justify Fonte being over Pat. I just can't do it. And I know, like I said, bar for bar, MC
Mike, the minstrel show and the listening and his solo stuff, I think you were drastically disrespecting Fonte right now, though. And I'm not saying that on some North Carolina shit, because I've been more critical of J. Cole at times than you have. And can we finish up on some North Carolina shit right quick?
Sure.
I realized what your problem with Rhapsody was. The track Aaliyah came on today. Rhapsody's not a good beat picker either, Mike, and that's your problem. As far as female MCs goes, she doesn't get the beats that Armani gets, that Love gets, that Che gets, and that's the Griselda thing. But then I was going back and thinking about Dirty Harriet and even the beats that Lauryn Hill rapped to on Miseducation. It's a beat thing too. Like that Lost Ones beat, that Final Hour beat.
Great.
Oh, them beats fire, Mike.
It is.
Them beats fire. Lost Ones, I still want to rap the Lost Ones. Like when Lost Ones drop, I start bobbing my head like on some, not on some like can't wait to hear Lauren rap shit, but like on I want to rap shit too.
Right.
Man,
you know what? And based on what people are saying, Quavo shouldn't be on my list, but
He's top 50, not 25.
I do want to speak on it. Let's do that tomorrow. But yeah, I need to get my Quavo resume together like I did with the Project Pat thing today. Did I make a good argument for Pat today?
So you made a great argument for Pat, and Pat was gonna make my list regardless. I just don't think he's top 10. But here's what I tell you: here's why Quavo's not gonna make our combined list. Because you got Quavo at 23. I don't have Quavo at all. At least I have Fonte at 16. You feel me? So even for what you're saying about Quavo, I respect what Fonte does more than you respect what Quavo does, which surprises me. Because you're more of a Quavo fan than I am a Fonte fan. But I respect Fonte, I think, more than you respect what Quavo does, because you have East Coast aesthetic in terms of some of your lyricism and your basis. It's like, no, Andre was your inspiration. No, you fuck with Wu-Tang. You fuck with Jay. And so because of that, it's like even you got Quavo at 23 and you rave about Quavo, Mike.
I do. I think he's brilliant.
I do too.
But
Can I
you
say
know
one more
what?
thing
And I
before we
think
go?
that the fact that people aren't even mentioning the future so high, I think says a lot too.
I need Future to slide down a little bit. But what I
I'm not
really
mad
need
at
people
that.
to do is that, like all jokes aside, and it's like I get it that they took the list and that your list still went viral and we appreciate it. But I mean, Mike, and this is just me, and this is just where I come from. If somebody starts kind of like respecting you sideways, they always gonna start respecting you sideways and thinking it's cool. So stop taking our shit and say our name, please, like out of respect for us and what we've built. Because here's the thing: when we started this podcast 2 years ago, there wasn't nothing that we saying that was reverberating enough to get to the shade room. But the fact that we're reverberating enough that the shit that we're saying can make it to the shade room, like give us our due properly as somebody that's really built this up from the ground up and tag us. The way, Mike, the way that I wake up every morning and I see them tag people who have not put the work in that we put in to get here. A lot of these people are grandfathered in. A lot of these people are already rich and wealthy and famous. A lot of these people have inherent followings because of who we are. We built our following. Don't disrespect us again and not tag us, because once upon a time, y'all had to build yourselves out too.
Yeah.
And people branding y'all and tagging y'all and putting y'all up in the light that you deserve to be in is how you got there. Do not disrespect according to hip hop like that. Again, I'm getting tired of it, Mike, because it's apparent Apple Music is in here. The Shade Room is in here. Mike, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Apple Music is in our chat. The Shade Room is in our chat. It's like, no, the least that you can do, if you don't want to cut the check,
nigga, respect the game. That should be it.
Nigga, respect the game, because I'm gonna tell you what, especially with that Shade Room shit, I was like kind of joking about the Apple shit, like I'm gonna pull up on niggas, I'm gonna roll up in Apple. Ain't no rolling up in Apple. But you motherfuckers in the Shade Room, oh, y'all be in the 8 and I do be outside. And
well,
so
why don't y'all
like,
go into the Shade Room's comment section on this post and
no, I went in the comment
hip-hop.
section too, but it's the thing that a lot of people that work for the Shade Room be in the A. It's like, no, like I be in the A. Yeah, it's like, you don't want to be in, like Mike, you don't want to be in a room with me, like if you ain't gave us our due and you in the city. You feel me? Like you don't want to be in that room with me, so it's like give us our due, because it's like y'all be outside. It's like, no, I'll be outside. Like I'm gonna run into you. I told you, Mike, I feel like Ghostface on the Purple Tape. It's like, no, I'm really on the verge of approaching a nigga about them taking our shit. Stop taking our shit. Don't have me roll up on you, because I will. Mike, I caught an assault charge last year. The assault charge was against my sister. Ain't nobody safe when I feel some type of way. Man, like, that's just the truth. No, Mike, that's public record shit. The assault charge is against my sister, nigga. It's like, ain't nobody safe. Don't take our shit. Don't take our shit without tagging us and giving us our respect. Like, we earned that. Mike, you sat behind the computer for years. I've been sitting up here moving my life around for years. Tag us.
Yeah, nigga, respect the game, man.
Tag you when I'm out here in Atlanta. You feel me? Because I will. Like, I'm not the type of nigga that won't tag you. I'm the type of nigga that will tag you.
Spread love, man. Just show love. That's it. All right, man. We're going to holler at y'all tomorrow.
Fuck. Niggas be...